Welcome back. My allergies are killing me. Yeah, so welcome back. It hasn't been the greatest time down here in the leather shop. Just struggling to I keep on making mistakes. I don't know if it's because I've been so busy with work, you know, just like everybody else out there, you know, life in general. And I've been trying to get down here, as much as I can, even though everything else going around with work and yard work and just everything in life, trying to pop down here and feel at least connected and trying to plug away at a few projects. And I'm just actually just getting over my big mistake I did. And I'm still wrapping it around my head right now, trying to figure out. There's nothing I can do about it, but I guess I just have to accept it. So this is what I did. Well, this is what I did. I started making one of these bags again. Alright, let me So one day after work I came down and I wanted to make one of those gray tote bags again. So I cut all my straps and cut my piece for my liner, and I said, oh, I'll just work on the liner. This is the liner, all stitched together or sewn up or whatever you want to call it. But look what I did. So what I did is that this is supposed to be sewn inside out. So this finished part is supposed to, supposed to be flipped around. The two finished parts are supposed to be sewn together. So when you open up the bag, the finished side would be inside. It's the only time that you sew a bag inside out without flipping it back outside out, like, you understand? Am I explaining that? You guys are getting it. This side and this side should have been facing each other, gets sewn up, and then it goes into the bag and then gets sewn at the top. So when you open up the bag, the finished side. So that was my first mistake. And now you're not gonna believe it. Can only make this. I can't make this stuff up. So what I did here. So I realized I messed up on the liner, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna call it the day, because it was, at the end of the day, thought I was gonna get down here and try to work a couple hours, and then I messed up that liner, and then I just walked away from it. I'm not gonna be frustrated and try to make something else and make another mistake. So the other mistake I made is then I came down another night and said, forget about the liner. Just move on. So I took the straps and skived them all down, and my skiving machine is acting kind of funky. My skiving machine's kind of acting kind of funky. there's a lever over here which you disengage when you go to sharpen it. And for some reason, I'm confused, because if I leave it up in the up position and locked into this thing, then it's making a weird noise. And then if I release it, see, sounds so much different. I don't know what that's all about. And then when I went and sharpened this bell knife, I was twisting a couple of handles over here, and I don't know, it doesn't seem to be skiving properly. It's like when you're doing, you know, a bag and you're skiving all four corners. When it skives, when it goes over the skive that you just did on one side, it's ripping out the corner. And it seemed to be, I don't know. I gotta figure this thing out. That's another issue. So anyways, so I skived all those straps and rolled all the edges over. That was one night after work. And then another night I came down and glued them all up, and you know, glued all around, you know, the roll over edges. And then I sewed, is sewed a word? I don't even know. Anyways, I stitched up the top part of the handle. Everything went good on that. So then last night I go to let me back up, I'm gonna ramble on again. Anyways, I use my little acrylic pattern that's normally used on my normal Tote bag that I made. That's what I made that thing up for. So I've been using that. And what I did is that if you look at the original one, the first one I made, see how far the straps are apart? I don't know if you can see that. It's like almost right at the corners of the bag. So this new Tote I was going to make, I wanted to bring the straps over a little bit, if that makes any sense. So when I put these straps on, I use my acrylic pattern that has the layout for the strap. All fine and dandy. Well, with the new bag, because I'm moving the straps in, I don't know if you can see what I did. This strap lines up with this strap. Look at this one. It's off. It doesn't line up. So what I did, I know what I did for a mistake. So this one I can keep. This one I'll keep, and then I'll just have to make another one of these. But what I did is, you know, instead of working off a pattern or anything, I just measured over 4 inches to this edge. Did the same over here. Measured 4 inches over to this edge, as I measured over 4 inches to this edge. But this is where I made my mistake. I measured 4 inches over to this edge, not this edge. So this should have been at the 4-inch mark, not this one. So this whole thing should have been moved over to there. So this whole strap should have moved over 3/4 of an inch. So you can see, you know, when I laid out the bag, I already showed you. I don't even know why I'm showing you again. the straps, they don't line up. Oh, tell you, made me want to cry. So I gave up on that project because I was a little frustrated with it, and I'm like, I'll deal with it another day. So then I took that buttero leather that I mentioned that I bought a few videos back. I bought a small piece of it, and I made a long wallet. And it's been weeks since I made a long wallet. And for some reason I was having a mind blank. But anyways, so I made a long wallet. But remember I told you I had a problem with my skiving machine? Two things with this wallet is I skived down these pieces and they became way too thin, and I said, oh, I'm just gonna go with it, and it looks terrible, and the card looks like it's gonna rip through the leather, especially on the brown pocket. And then I decided that, because I'll back up a little bit. I made a long wallet with a fold over strap, and people like, most it's a woman's wallet, and they all liked it, but they all said that sometimes that strap gets in the way, and I never really liked straps per se. So they said, well, maybe the next time you make a long wallet, maybe you can include a snap just to keep it closed. So that's what I did here. I put a snap right in the middle, right where the pockets are gonna go. And the other issue I had there, and I know you probably are already ahead of me, but first thing is that the snap is going through 3 pieces of leather, and it's barely hanging out when I went to go set it in, even though I skived these other pieces, and it's right where the skive joint is, so that the snap is kind of leaning a little ways, so I have to come up with another thing about that. And then and then the card hits the corner of the snap. It still squeezes by, but man, you have to really push, and it kind of bends the card a little bit. You can see there. So I'm not sure. And then all kinds of problems here. The feed dog, something's happening with my sewing machine too. The feed dog, I always had, a little bit of marking of the feed dog. The bottom part of the sewing machine leaves a little bit of marks, because I sew this on top, the stitched here, and then this is where it meets the feed dog. The last couple of times I've been sewing, it's been beating the stuff up, and I've been adjusting my tension and the top knob, and somehow, some way, I screwed things up, and then my presser foot would get stuck in the up position, and the needle comes on, and it's just, I'm telling you. And then I've just been struggling down here. Like, everything's been happening, and I'm always, just trying to come down here and have a little fun. And then when I went to go skive, for some reason, my skive machine is leaving a mark on the leather. I don't know if anybody can see that, but you could see there's a presser foot on well, a presser arm pushing down on your leather on your skiving machine, and it leaves a long line here. It left a whole line here. It looks terrible, and it's same with down here, and then seeing what's coming around. Yeah. And I'm not. And then when the skiving machine, it's like I said, it skived this stuff down so thin that it's. I shouldn't have been using it. I should have just started all over, but you know. I don't know. And I don't even really. I don't even know if I like this leather or not. I don't know. It hasn't grown on me yet. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.